And welcome to another episode of Lexx Education, the comedy science podcast where comedian me, Laura Lexx, tries to learn science from her non-comedian younger brother, nerdy normal Ron.
Hello, I'm Ron.
Hello, Ron. Your arms are really stuck to the table at the beginning of this record.
Oh, the dog was snuffling over there. She's chewing her own back knee.
Yeah, she loves that leg.
Yeah. My arms did stick to the table, but I think I'll leave them there, and then in the outros I'll pull them off.
Oh, yeah, okay. Pull them off. How are you, Ron?
I'm good.
Same room episode.
Yeah, we've been hanging out.
Yeah. Introduced child of the podcast, a girlfriend of the podcast today, this week.
Yeah, we're really just getting into the breakup timeline on the podcast, aren't we?
What do you mean?
Was in...
What?
When... Yeah.
What?
I'm just saying, now we're just documenting all of the events on this side.
Well, people know.
Yeah.
So we're just saying that they met.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's not like, hey, why did you split up and get back together? That's just normal chat.
Yeah.
Shall I cut this bit out?
I don't know.
Why do you feel weird about this, Ron?
I'll tell you why it feels weird.
Okay.
Write in, listeners, see if you think it's weird. Because we didn't talk about it when it did happen.
Mm-hmm.
We only really acknowledged it like a month before we then got back together.
Well, the thing is, at the point where you were comfortable acknowledging the breakup, you didn't know you were only a month away from getting back together.
Yeah.
I knew, you didn't.
Yeah.
But hey, let's go into it in big detail. What happened, Ron? Okay. Anyway, so you made that so weird. You could just go, yeah, they loved each other and moved on. I think the listeners are enjoying colouring in your life in their own way. Like they get scant details and then they just make up the rest of it. Whereas with my life, they're like, hey, it's basically like we live with her.
Yeah. An enigma.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of child of the podcast, how weird was it in the car earlier? When she was in the back of the car and she went, Mummy is not Mummy. Ron is Mummy.
A, B, C, D.
Then just started singing the alphabet. Just declared I wasn't Mummy. Ron is Mummy. But really like, Ron is Mummy. And she really talks like some sort of
said that
German
first.
electronic.
She said that first. She was just like, Ron is Mummy.
Yeah.
Mummy is not Mummy.
A, B, C, D. It was like a techno track.
Yeah.
Ron is Mummy. Mummy is not Mummy. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Ron is Mummy. Yeah? Like
Yeah,
that.
that could be the song that you sing at the live show.
No, you've got to write that.
No, you're writing it. 'Cause
Ron,
you promised it.
no one wants me to write it. I think the dog might be playing in your bed. She sounds upstairs.
She does.
She loves sleeping on your pillows.
Mm-hmm.
Ron, hey, listen. I don't even know how to talk about this episode because I think editing it might have been the worst experience of my life. And what I'm really hoping is that I've really gone through something so that the audience don't have to. This episode is so bad that earlier on, Ron and I declared there was henceforth a no eating in the podcast rule.
Yeah, we're going to up our standards after this one.
I mean, not for months because we've already pre-recorded the next month of content.
Yeah. And one of those, we made eating a really big part of it.
So listen, the exams are quite snacky.
I just think
we shouldn't have chosen pistachio.
Tom really hurt me when we were complaining about all of the food noises in our own podcast, and then he was like, and you wonder why you're losing listeners. That really hurt because it made it seem like it was our fault.
It is our fault, Ron. We make a terrible podcast, but we make a brilliant whatever this is. And it's not podcasting. It's family building or something like that. And then I guess what's going to happen is one day in the future when whatever this is that we're doing has become a smash hit, we'll get credited with being the ones that started it.
Yeah, okay. But standards are going to be upped for two reasons. The food thing that we've just said.
Oh, it's disgusting.
And also, That's undermined my point. Husband of the podcast, girlfriend of the podcast, you and I were playing Articulate the other day.
Yeah.
And husband of the podcast and me are so good at Articulate when we play together that you had to first ban us from doing any skips and then ban us from saying
And I do want to say that the trilinguality of girlfriend of the podcast, English is not her first language, sorry to give away more details of your life, Ron, that's what makes the gap. It's not just that you're brilliant.
But we are good together.
You are very good together.
Yeah.
I know you love each other.
And
yes, you aren't allowed any skips.
Or to say And it's going to make me think a lot. I'm going to try and use less noise fillers on the podcast.
Oh, I always cut out all your noise fillers, so the listeners already think.
I don't.
They think that every other week you're very concise.
Yeah, but I don't cut those. I cut some of them out.
Oh. I cut a lot more than you. This week, I hope I've cut most of the stomach churning parts. But there were absolute horrifying sections where I even considered, Ron, just playing music through the whole episode to just sort of drown some of it out. But then that seemed so weird. Just a loop of constant music for an hour. That seemed problematic. So, listen, this is one that's really going to test you guys. But if you want to be in this cult, you will do the fucking work. Whoa, why did your face just get so dark? Oh, nice. So, I guess go forth, enjoy the second half of this episode. Starts exactly where the last one ended off. We start with question 4 or whatever it was. I think I'm trying too hard to answer the questions in this and spending less time being funny than I should.
Don't worry, only 5 episodes left to go.
Enjoy.
Malaria is caused by a protist. The protist is passed from one person to another person by mosquitoes. Which term describes the mosquito?
This came up in the question I was doing earlier about badger vectors. It's a vector, Ron. The mosquito is a vector.
Yes, it is.
Thank
well
God
known.
I did that practicing today.
Because you'd probably have said bacterium.
I'd have said Jean. That seems like the most likely name for a mosquito. Jean Parmesan. We've got a cat that's been taunting her, and it did a shit on my outside table yesterday.
Legend. Are you sure that wasn't your daughter?
No, it was definitely a cat.
What
about the bread I left out for the rats?
The malarial... Don't leave bread out for rats.
Oh, I like them.
No, they give diseases to things.
I like them.
No, you'll get Vile's disease.
How? I'm not touching them.
No, they piss it out.
Well, I'm not licking anything outside.
Your outdoor shitting daughter is. Her grubby mitts are all over the place. Stop feeding the rats.
Oh.
They are fine. Don't worry about the rats, because they are not worried about you.
Oh, how do you know?
The malarial protist is a eukaryotic cell. Figure 2 shows a malarial protist.
Okay.
Describe it.
Oh, it's big. It's got like a bayou area at the top, like an inlet.
Don't say bayou area. We famously don't know what a bayou is.
It's got a big nucleus, and then it's got a couple of blobs in it in the cellulose.
Give 2 features of the malarial protist that show the cell is eukaryotic and not prokaryotic.
Fuck. It is large, and it does not have a cell wall. That's not right.
Final answer?
No. It has fewer organelles.
Which one do you want to get rid of? It is large or does not have a cell wall?
Doesn't have a cell wall. I want to get rid of that one.
It has fewer organelles.
Yep.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Which organism is prokaryotic?
Cow, grass, or salmonella? Oh, I think I've utterly forgotten what eukaryote and prokaryote meant. Salmonella.
What's done with these nuts? Happy with that?
No, I feel like I'm in the long grass here.
There to poke your head out?
Well, I tried, Ron. I'm answering them.
Yeah, okay.
What do you want me to do?
No, it's fine. Allow on. 4.4. The malarial protist reproduces asexually. What is a feature of asexual reproduction?
So the options are: only one parent is involved, the offspring show genetic variation, or two gametes fuse. It's only one parent is involved, Ron.
Didn't realise you and Tom were in an asexual relationship. Whee! Slam on your marriage.
I mean, that's fine. He's literally in the Canary Islands right now while I deal with a child.
Mitosis occurs in the malarial protist during asexual reproduction. The protist has 14 chromosomes. How many chromosomes?
I think I got this right then about salmonella.
How many chromosomes will each new protist cell have after mitosis?
The protist has 14 chromosomes, and then it's going to split. It's going to have 28, Ron. Is that true? No. Mitosis is the process
Talk
of
the listener
cell
through your
division.
thinking.
So I'm trying to think. No, because it will still have. It'll still have 14 because they double everything and then they split. So, and each one, it will still have 14. I believe it'll be 14, Ron.
Final answer?
Yes.
When a person has malaria, the protists destroy red blood cells. What change would happen in the blood of a person with malaria?
We've got options of decreased antibodies, decreased hemoglobin, increased plasma, or increased platelets.
Plasma?
Let's say that weird.
Yeah.
Plasma more. I'm going to say decreased hemoglobin, Ron, which I think is kept in the red blood cells.
Final answer?
It's funny, we were talking to Charlotte on the podcast about malaria earlier.
Why?
With the hippo.
Yes, we were. 4.7.
Yes.
It is estimated that 210 million people...
You struggled with that number there, didn't you?
Yeah. I almost just said 210 million. 210 million people are infected with malaria every year. Half of these infected people survive the disease. Calculate how many people would survive the disease in 3 years if the estimate is correct. Give your answer in standard form. 4 marks.
Okay, so 210 million people a year are infected. Half survive. That is 105 million. Calculate how many people would survive the disease in 3 years if the estimate is correct. So 210 over 2 equals 105 million. 105 times 3 equals 315 million people.
Final answer?
Yeah.
How do you want that written at the end?
315 in numbers and then million in words.
Okay.
I don't know what standard form means.
Yes, you're ignoring it.
Well, what does standard form mean?
Can't tell.
Is that an SI unit? Is there an SI unit for people?
What's an SI unit?
The, like, kilograms. How you measure people standardly.
I guess the SI unit of people is people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number of people. What does the standard form mean? Yeah, I'm just going to do it like they did it in the question. 315 million.
The spread of malaria...
Should I do it all in zeros, not write million?
That's up to you.
Wrong.
It's asking for it in standard form.
Okay, can you put 6 zeros instead of the word million, please? Do you think that's better?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So
315 000 000.
okay.
That means 315 million, doesn't it? Yeah, it does.
Okay.
God, this stuff makes you doubt yourself.
Yeah. I've messed up. Wait, what? Oh, I see what's happened.
I see what's happening here.
It's 14. Sorry, hang on. Messed up me sheet a little bit, but that's fine. Question 4.8, Laura. The spread of malaria can be controlled by using mosquito nets to avoid being bitten. Describe 2 other ways that people can reduce the chance of being bitten by mosquitoes. Do not refer to mosquito nets in your answer.
Okay. Repellent spray. Mosquito repellent spray. And not travelling to countries with mosquitoes or living in places with mosquitoes. No, let's say covering up skin. Covering up all your skin.
Instead of...
Not travelling and living in places with mosquitoes. There was a very me-centric answer there of like, well, just don't go there. Some people just live there, Laura. Wear long clothes. Sleep in a balaclava.
Different types of disease may interact. A student studied how having disorder S interacts with malaria. The scientists calculated the chance of children with disorder S getting malaria.
Okay, we've got table 4 here. Age 2, 4, 6, 8 going down. And then next to that, percentage chance of children with disorder S getting malaria. At 2, 70%. At 4, 65%. At 6, 50%. And at 8, 45%.
Describe the trend shown in table 4. Use data from table 4.
Okay. The percentage chance of getting malaria with disorder S reduces as a child ages. The chance of getting it at 8 years old is 25% lower than at 2.
Happy with that?
Sure. I think I've used data. Do not write on this page.
Answer in the spaces provide.
Question 5.
This question is about food and digestion.
All right.
Proteins are needed to make new body cells by mitosis. Give one reason why a person needs new body cells.
Cells deteriorate over time with aging. That's cells age and die. Is there a sciencey way to say that? Cells deteriorate over time, I think is okay, isn't it? Oh yeah, I'll put that.
What are proteins made of?
Amino acids.
Which chemical is used to test for protein in food?
What the fuck?
Benedict's reagent, Biuret reagent, or ethanol?
I have no idea.
I don't think we covered this.
No.
I don't remember seeing this in the scheme.
Eggs Benedict's reagent.
Listener dear, if we covered that, let us know. Don't know if I'd get that right. What colour... Question 5.4. What colour would be seen in a positive test for protein?
I have no idea. the options are black, purple, red, and white. I'm gonna say purple.
Final answer?
Sure, I don't know. Why not? We did not cover this.
Enzymes break down food molecules in the human body. Characteristics of enzymes are linked to their function. Draw one line from each characteristic to its effect on enzyme function.
Okay, characteristics I've got. Has a special shape and is a catalyst. Effect on enzyme function. Only fits one molecule. Speeds up reactions. Works fast at high pH. Characteristics of enzymes are linked to their function. Draw one line from each characteristic to its effect on enzyme function. So if it has a special shape, that logically would be it only fits one molecule. Lock and key. Is a catalyst, speeds up reaction. Yes, I'm going to go with that. The dog is so beautiful. She's such a wolf.
Figure 3 shows how pH affects the rate of breakdown of protein.
Oh no, I remember doing this bit. So on the y-axis we've got rate of breakdown of protein. There's no figures there though. Then along the bottom we've got pH from 1 to 11, and then we've got sort of like a 2 height drop roller coaster looking line. First high point is enzyme X, second high point is enzyme Y.
Which pH does enzyme Y work fastest at?
That'd be pH 9, Ron.
Explain why enzyme X works best in the stomach.
Enzyme X has its highest work rate at pH 2, which is an acidic pH level, and the stomach has acid in it.
Happy with that?
Yeah, boom, smashed it.
Complete the sentences. Choose answers from the box. The part of the enzyme that changes shape is the...
Then we've got active site antigen.
Oh, sorry, I missed a bit there. Enzyme Y does not break down the protein at pH 6 because the shape of the enzyme has changed. The part of the enzyme that changes shape is...
Okay, so we've got active site antigen, glucose, starch, and substrate. The part of the enzyme that changes shape is... The part of the enzyme that changes shape is... I'm going to say the active site.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's where stuff happens.
And the second one?
And then the change in shape means the enzyme cannot bind to the... and then we've got glucose, starch, and substrate.
An antigen.
An antigen.
An active site.
Cannot break down protein. Cannot bind to the... I'm gonna say... Glucose and starch don't feel right because they're sugars. That's not proteins, is it? So let's cut those from my thinking. Substrate and antigen. I'm going to say substrate, but it feels like a real grasp at a loose Mufasa finger.
Okay. 5.9.
Okay.
Amylase is an enzyme which breaks down starch.
Oh, fucking hell!
A student investigates.
Well, wait. If this was an exam, then I could go back once I'd read that.
Do you want to go back?
Yeah, can I say starch, please, Ron?
Are you sure?
Instead of substrate?
Are you sure?
No.
Do you want to...
Should I not?
It's you.
One more help, Ron. One more help. One more help.
One more.
One more help.
What are you writing? Starch?
Glucose. I'm going to say glucose.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Said final answer now, so that's not changing.
No, because it can change. Because you haven't helped me.
Amylase is an enzyme which breaks down starch. A student investigated the effect of pH on the rate of starch breakdown by amylase. Figure 4 shows some of the apparatus the student used. What have we got there, Laura?
Pipettes, test tubes, spotting tiles, a timer, a 10 centimetre cube measuring cylinder, solutions for controlling pH, iodine solution, starch solution, and amylase solution.
Describe a method to investigate the effect of pH on the rate of starch breakdown by amylase. 6 marks.
What?
Let's go.
Amylase is an enzyme that breaks down starch. A student investigated the effect of pH on the rate of starch breakdown by amylase.
Laura, how long have we been recording?
1 hour 6.
We are on page 24 out of 40.
Whoa.
It's like being on holiday, isn't it?
Yeah. I hate these ones where there's just a big gap. The effect of pH on the rate of starch breakdown. Okay, right, you just have to be able to think clearly. Which is not your strong suit, Laura. No more nuts. Okay.
Right, hang on, wait for have a think.
No, let me have a think before I...
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just going to think out loud.
Let me finish my nuts and then I can start typing.
You can nut in the background. Please don't do that. Let me think for a minute without you writing anything, okay?
That's what I'm saying. Let me finish my nuts.
No, but don't type anything, please.
That's what I'm saying. Let me finish my nuts.
Why do I have to let you finish your nuts?
Let me finish my nuts by having a think.
Oh, I see.
We're on the same page.
Sorry. Okay.
I'm asking you to buy me time.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so...
Maybe there'd be some... Is there some kind of delicious biscuit somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
That'd be nice.
There's chocolate in the fridge too.
Oh.
There's Maltesers and there's Tony's Chocolonely with hazelnuts in it.
I didn't know Sister of the Podcast loved that so much.
Yeah, she loves it. Okay. Okay, so starch breakdown by amylase. So it's going to be investigated the effect of pH on the rate of starch breakdown. Okay, so we're going to put some solutions for controlling pH in test tubes. Then we're going to add starch solution and amylase solution. But how the fuck do you measure the breakdown? That's the bit I have no idea about. So you put all those in. Okay, so Ron, the beginning bit is going to be you have a number of test tubes, and in each one you have a varied pH level solution. A different variant of pH level solution.
Hang on, so you have a number of test tubes, and each one you have a different variant of pH solution.
Yeah. Then to each test tube you add the same amount of starch solution and the same amount of amylase solution. And leave them for the same amount of time. Let's call it 10 minutes.
I've written that as leave them both for 10 minutes.
Leave them all for 10 minutes.
Leave them all for 10 minutes.
The only thing is, though, I don't know how to measure the breakdown. So this is where it's going to come off the rails. But what I'm going to say is at the end of 10 minutes, pour the contents of the test tube into a measuring cylinder. Measure how much solution is there. Discard it and measure the next one. Because I'm sure it'll be something to do with changing colour, but I don't know how.
You have a number of test tubes, and in each one you have a different variant of pH solution. Then, to each test tube, you add the same amount of starch solution and the same amount of amylase solution. Leave them all for 10 minutes. At the end of 10 minutes, pour the contents into a measuring cylinder and measure how much is there. Discard it and measure the next one.
Yeah, I don't know, Ron. I don't know. I know that's not right, but I have no idea.
Okay, we move on to question 6. How
I
are you
love
feeling?
these. There are no questions on this page.
How are you feeling so far, Laura?
Like, overall, pretty good, but then there's the odd one where I just feel like I'm flailing around a tank.
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed that way. A root is a plant organ. Plant roots contain many different types of tissue. What is a tissue? Tissue.
A tissue is a collection of cells. End of answer.
Full stop. Final answer?
Yeah, I think there's more to it than that, but I can't remember what it was. But I know it went like organelle, cells, tissue, organ.
Tissue in the tip of a plant root contains stem cells. Stem cells can differentiate into any type of cell. Name the type of tissue in plants that contains stem cells.
Meristem.
Final answer?
I don't know, but it's the only thing that makes sense that I can remember.
In the past, many drugs were extracted from plants.
Still happens.
Aspirin is a painkiller. Which plant is it?
The willow tree! The bark of a willow tree!
A painkiller, almost side effect free.
Thanks, Tim.
Scientists have extracted chemical A from the deadly nightshade plant. Chemical A can be used as a painkiller. Table 5 shows us where chemical A is found.
So, table 5. Part of deadly nightshade plant, roots, leaves and berries. Mass of chemical A in 100 grams of plant tissue in grams. So, in 100 grams of roots, you got 1.3 grams of chemical A. In 100 grams of leaves, you got 1.2. And in berries, you got 0.7.
The scientists usually extract chemical A from the berries of the deadly nightshade plant. Suggest one reason why berries are used instead of leaves or roots.
They are a more sustainable resource that does not require destroying or killing the plant.
Final answer?
Yeah, I think so.
A deadly nightshade plant has chlorosis, yellow leaves. The mass of chemical A found in the leaves of the plant is 60% of the mass shown in Table 5. Calculate the mass of chemical A in 200 grams of leaves with chlorosis. Give your answer in milligrams. 4 marks.
Okay, so first of all, the mass of chemical A found in the leaves is 60% of the mass shown in Table 5. So we're looking for 60% of 1.2. Am I allowed to use a calculator?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be 1.2 times 0.6. 1.2 times 0.6 equals 0.72. But then we're looking for 200 grams of it. In 200 grams, so that would be times 2, so 1.44 mass of chemical A. Is that in milligrams though? It doesn't actually say in the table whether that is milligrams. It just says mass of chemical A in 100 grams of plant tissue. In grams. No, that's in grams. Okay, so 1.44. Then to make that into milligrams, I would divide that by 1,000. Yeah, milli. No, kilo is 1,000. But millimeter is 100th. So... oh, God. I'm going to say 0.0144 milligrams.
0.0144
144.
milligrams.
I think so.
Final answer?
No, wait, why would I be dividing that? there would be more milligrams than grams. So I think I need to times it by 100. Oh, for fuck's sake, I hate myself. 1.2 times 0.6 and then times that by 2 for 200 grams. Killi is 1,000. Millimeters to meters is 100. So let's say it's the same for milligrams. So I'm going to multiply it by 100. I'm going to say 144 milligrams, Ron.
144
milligrams, I think. Oh, God.
Suggest one reason why the leaves of the deadly nightshade plant have chlorosis.
But I don't know what chlorosis is.
Yellow leaves, it says that before. Sorry, no more help. That's the last help.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
This milligrams thing is really shaking your confidence, and it's bad to see.
I just hate feeling stupid. Suggest one reason why the leaves of the deadly nightshade plant have chlorosis. So let's guess chlorosis means you're not producing enough chlorophyll. Maybe...
One more help.
Huh?
Don't overthink it. Why might a plant have yellow leaves? You own plants. Don't look at that one. That one's got green leaves.
Lack of nutrients in the soil.
Is that what you want me to write down?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Ugh. Does this sound soothing, listener? Sound like the sea. Is pistachio enough? What's the matter, Ron?
Nothing.
Not enough nitrogen in the soil. Nitrogen? Oh, I don't know. Wait. It's been in the dark. Not enough light. Oh!
Which one do you want to write down? You tell me, final answer.
No, I'm leaving it as nutrients in the soil because when I repotted my peace lily, it went green again.
Chemical A, Laura,
Yeah?
has not been tested in large-scale clinical trials in the UK.
Willing to give it a go, if that's what you're getting at.
It is important for drugs to be tested in clinical trials before drugs are approved for use by the public. Give me 2 reasons why. The Tony's Chuckle Only is out, listener. For those tuning in for episode 2 of the Biology Bowl, we've done it all in a one-er. I guess we'd have said that in the intro.
Yeah,
but it's
probably.
requiring snacks now. Longest record ever.
Yeah? Probably not. Yeah, it probably is.
Oh, maybe the mole reading you.
Oh, that was long. 1. To find out likely side effects of the drug. I won't be repeating myself, Ron.
How long have we been recording, Laura?
An hour 22.
It's a lock-in!
I think Mole's Redo was longer than this.
Yeah, but we're only like 60% done.
Fuck.
How long have we been recording, Laura? Look, I just did some socials. It's a lock-in!
Let's not call it that until you've actually put it out. Whoa, was that a story?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mum.
Alright.
Oh, that was bacony. That was a real bacony nut. You can continue to nut in the background.
Oh, this choco's really reviving me.
Okay.
Alright, and it's slavery free. 2 reasons why, Laura.
I gave you 1.
Sorry, I was not listening.
I said I wouldn't be repeating myself, so I just get the marks there. Okay, to test for side effects. And to understand the efficacy of the drug.
Question 6.8. There are many online reports making claims about the effects of chemical A. Some of these reports are biased. Suggest one reason why a report making claims about the effects of chemical A may be biased.
The person who commissioned the report markets a similar drug.
Final answer?
Yeah.
6.9. How can scientists be sure that claims about new drugs are valid?
Right. Advertise the claims on social media. Ask an international company to produce the drug. Have the claims peer-reviewed. Publish the claims in a newspaper. Ron, we're going to go peer-reviewed. Big peer review. Boom.
We're on to question 7.
Whoop, whoop.
It's the last one.
Whoa.
This question is about the circulatory system.
Fucking hell.
It's been a while. Maybe years since we covered this. Figure 5 shows the human heart.
Yeah, okay. We're looking at some ventricles and some atriums. They are labelled A, B, C, and D. The bottom 2, B and C. The top 2, A and D.
Which part of the heart receives oxygenated blood, Laura?
Wait, though. Is that paper, like, stuck on me? Or, like, do you know what I mean? Like, is it going on like that or like that? How are you supposed to answer this? I don't know how you're supposed to answer this question. Because I don't know... Do you know what I mean? Which part of the heart receives oxygenated blood from the lungs? I'm going to go with A, Ron.
Okay.
Which is the top right as I'm looking at it. Ah, but am I remembering the way I drew it, which I think you said was largely back to front? I'm going to say D, Ron.
She's saying...
I'm going to go D.
Okay. Which part of the heart pumps deoxygenated blood to the lungs?
Pumps it. B. C. I've got a clue.
I've worked out how you're supposed to know this.
B, Ron. B.
You're saying B?
Yeah, I don't know.
So we've said D and B so far.
Yep. Fuck it.
7.3. A group of cells called the pacemaker controls the resting heart rate. Where in the heart is the pacemaker found?
Left ventricle. I don't actually like it that much, you can have it.
Great. She's saying left ventricle.
I've forgotten everything there is to know about the heart.
Figure 6 shows a cross-section of an artery and of a vein.
Okay, so we've got 2 circles. They both have the same structure, which is elastic tissue and a ring on the outside, then muscle tissue and a ring on the inside. But the left-hand one has much thicker rings than the right-hand one.
Describe 2 ways that the structure of an artery is different from the structure of a vein.
I reckon the artery has thicker muscle tissue and thicker elastic tissue. That's number 1. Number 2, the artery has a smaller flow tube. A more controllable go tube. Do you know what I mean? I can't think of the word. An artery has a more controllable flow. I don't know. Maybe let's just put the thicker elastic and thicker muscle as 1 and 2. Let's just do that. Number 1, an artery has thicker elastic tissue. Number 2, artery has thicker muscle tissue.
Has a more controllable go tube. What are you fucking talking about? Wow. Describe 2 ways that they're different. Describes 2 ways. That's number 1. In coronary heart disease, the coronary arteries become narrower. A buildup of fatty material can cause a blockage in a coronary artery. Table 6 shows how a blockage in a coronary artery affects blood flow.
Okay, so we're looking at percentage of coronary artery that is blocked and the blood flow in centimetres cubed per minute. So if it's naught, you get 100%
I should
blood
say,
flow.
this is the foundation paper from June 23, if you want to follow along.
Yeah, tell them now, Ron. It's 10%, you get a 64 blood flow centimetre cubed per minute. Blood flow in, okay, you get 64 blood flow. 20% is blocked, you get 42 blood flow. If 50% is blocked, you get 8 blood flow. And if 80% is blocked, you only get 2 blood flow in centimetre cubed minute.
Describe the trend in Table 6, Laura.
The more percentage of coronary artery that is blocked, the lower the blood flow in centimetres cubed per minute. Oh, we should skip the next one, Mum, because I've got to draw a graph and I can't do that because we haven't printed out the paper. Basically, you've just got to plot the data from Table 6, and I could definitely do that.
You say that, but you did get some graph questions wrong when we did this with Laura, with Meg and your Laura.
No, I definitely get this right. No, I got it right. Meg got it wrong.
You got the first one wrong.
Oh.
Meg got the second one wrong.
Okay. But I've learned from my mistakes, and I definitely get this one right. All you got to do is plot the stuff on. I can do that.
Yeah, alright, we'll do that because you're not going to be happy that we skipped it because of the next one. Hang on. I've lost a question here. .8. The penultimate question. Explain the effect of a partly blocked coronary artery on the human body. For 6 marks.
So, the rate of blood flow is decreased. The heart has to work harder to pump blood around the body. The delivery of oxygen to cells is reduced because of the slowing of the blood supply within the body.
I'd be a mighty fine stenographer.
You could be one of those court people, you know, that like...
A stenographer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Blood also takes stuff away sometimes, doesn't it? You may experience a slower immune system, as delivery of white blood cells would also be slowed by the blocked blood system.
Done?
Yeah.
For 6 marks.
Yeah. I'm going to start wildly scrabbling in a minute, so best to just stop.
The rate of blood flow is decreased. The heart has
I don't like hearing it back. Just
has to work harder to pump blood around the body.
Hearing it back, Ron.
The delivery of oxygen to cells is reduced because of the slowing of blood supply within the body. You may experience a slower immune system. These read like T's and C's. You may experience a slower immune system.
Yeah, because I'm trying
the
to
delivery of white blood cells would be slowed by the blocked blood system.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't want you to read
last...
my words back to me.
The last question then.
Ooh.
There are different treatments for a blockage in a coronary artery. Explain how one treatment for a blockage in a coronary artery works.
You can put in a bypass, but I don't know what that is. I remember the word stent. Let's say a stent. Ron, write down stent. A stent works by expanding the artery to increase the blood flow. It stretches it. Full stop, love from Laura.
A stent works by expanding the artery to increase the blood flow. It stretches it.
Yeah. And that bit needs to be in really scribbled writing to show it's the end of the essay and you're running out of time and you're panicking.
All right, Laura, that's the biology foundation.
I reckon I've got at least 75% of that, though, to be fair. What do you think? If you had to guess how I've done, what do you reckon?
Minzy's a B, I think.
Yeah.
But
you can't get an A on foundation, can you?
I don't know.
I think on foundation you can only... And they don't do it in letters anymore, Ron. They do it in numbers.
Oh. Yeah, we'll be doing it in fine letter grades.
Okay, I don't think you can get a B. Maybe you can. I thought a C is like the best you can get.
So... yeah, it's quite hard to tell because I think you got the ones where you beefed it were the big ones.
Yeah, I've always been bad at those though, where you just let me talk into oblivion.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out in a couple of weeks.
Okay. Is anybody still here? Did anybody... Oh! Sticky arms!
Yeah.
I don't know if replacing all of our eating noises with the sounds of our limbs being stuck to the dirty parts of my house is better.
And the leather chairs.
Yeah. It's too hot to have these pleather chairs. It's too much. And this tablecloth, which was meant to save the table from being ruined, but has not. Sad beans.
What is that? Well, you did cut holes in it.
Yeah, well, we had to just stick the high chair on.
Yeah.
And then water got in.
And then water got in the holes.
Yeah.
You cut big holes.
Do you reckon I can just sand that bit down and then revarnish it?
Yeah.
You don't know.
I think you possess all the skills.
I have really decided, Ron, especially... Oh, first thing on my agenda. I want to change one of my answers. The leaves turning yellow, I think, is lack of light. I think it's not nutrients in the soil.
As you know, I've already marked your paper.
But I haven't heard the marks yet, so could you just change that one?
No.
Why?
I don't know which question it is.
It was about plants and chlorophyll.
I'm not going to... No.
You just find in the answers where it says nutrients in the soil and change it to light. And then change the mark accordingly.
No.
Rude. Okay. Secondly, I don't want you to read my sentences back to me ever again. I hate those bits with a passion.
We're about to do the marking episodes.
I still do not want you to read my answers to me. It's horrible and hateful.
It's going to be the large portion of these episodes.
It needs to not be. Or you need to find a different tone to do it in. Because the tone you were using was rude. And
it?
Undermining.
I
yes.
feel like I was quite kind during the exams.
Not subliminally. Subliminally, you were saying the sentences very dismissively. And it hurt me.
Maybe I was trying to direct you with tone.
Don't.
Okay.
Because it just makes me sad. It's my scurrying little mouse. Hello, Pooh Face. I loved our little Tim Minchin moment, though. That was my favourite part.
It was the willow tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice bit.
That was the essence of what this podcast should be, in a little shell of
Whatever
pistachio
this is.
sea.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that the dog is always scurrying about like a rat on heat.
Yeah, little crab claws.
Have you got anything else to say, Ron?
Well, I didn't prepare a register because I didn't know we were going to be doing intros, outros today. Mm-hmm. So what I've done is I've come up with just a couple of business ideas that the listeners can have in lieu of a register if these ideas haven't been taken already.
I have a question.
Yes.
If you had time to come up with the business ideas, why didn't you use that time to do a register? Because your thought process must have been, oh, we're going to record soon and I haven't done a register. So I'll take 10 minutes to come up with some business ideas?
It didn't take me 10 minutes.
Is that going to be reflected in the quality of the business ideas?
No, I think these are good apart from the last one.
Okay.
Right, number one.
Okay, I'm listening.
Bougie baby cupboard locks that you have an app for
Yeah.
And then you can set them not to lock at night, or like when the kid's at nursery or napping.
I love this idea. Surely that exists.
Surely it does, but I thought it was good. And also just one button, they all open because the kid's not around.
Yeah, beautiful. Like a little magnet, releases the magnet catch, boom, go.
Exactly.
Yes, I love it.
Things. Other one, next idea, pine nut butter.
That feels like you would eat it and instantly be the size of your house.
Doesn't that not sound delicious, though?
Yeah.
Bit of pine nut butter on a cracker.
Yeah. We just... pesto? Is pesto not pine nut butter?
There's pine nuts in it, but there's also herbs and cheese.
Are you thinking like butter with pine nuts whipped into it, or just like almond butter?
Like peanut butter or almond butter, but pine nut butter.
Does it exist?
Well, don't ruin the illusion.
What? It's not an illusion. Pine nut butter. It exists, Ron. Bayona Organic. No, Destiny Organic Pine Nut Butter. We could order some, Ron.
Damn it.
Do you want to order some and try it on the next episode? Nah, we said no eating.
No eating. That crunchy pine. Oh, that sounds delicious. There's a lot of mixed nut butters with pine nut in it.
I'm looking at an organic pine nut butter ultra smooth 8 ounces. 227 grams. It costs £23.70.
I've got 170 grams here for £9. Natural World
I love
pine nut
it.
butter. That's crunchy. I was imagining it smooth.
Okay, let's have a look at the reviews. This is so worth the price. The pine nut perfume is intoxicatingly delicious. It is fantastic on a piece of toast if you're a pine nut fiend like me. And when mixed with garlic oil, it will elevate your pasta dishes so easily. I also love it with ice cream, as it cuts the sweet creaminess with a faint hint of savoury nuttiness. Unadulterated goodness. Oh, it's so watery I can't put it on bread, says another customer. It has a slightly harmful aromatic flavour. Honey must be added to it.
Oh.
I will not repeat the purchase.
Right.
I like this one, 2 stars. Tastes like pine nuts, but still not very tasty. I don't think you like pine nuts, buddy.
Anyway.
Yes.
Last idea of the list for today.
A YouTuber said that pine nuts are good, so I thought the paste would be convenient, so I bought it. No matter how many times I eat it, I can't get used to the taste, so I think it's good to have nutrition, but I gave up. That sounds like one of my answers to the science exam.
Then the last one.
The taste was delicious, but I couldn't eat a lot because it didn't suit my constitution. You shat to death after pine nut butter. Sorry, Ron. Continue with your last business idea.
Now this one needs a bit of workshopping, but like a shoe subscription. So up front you pay very, very little and you get what is a high quality pair of shoes. This is about sustainability. And then you pay every month or something. And then when the shoe breaks, you get a new pair of shoes. And you give back the old shoes to the people. Box arrives, new pair of shoes. You put old shoes in the box. You send them back. Those are recycled. That's a big part of it. Also, they're examined. So, like, to see if it's just normal wear and tear. Like, if you fucked them up or something, then you might have to pay a surcharge for the new shoes.
I feel like this could really work for the heavy-footed that goes through a sole very quickly, whereas if you're a light country dancer, maybe you're not going to go through your shoes as quickly, you're not going to get as good value for money.
What about, similar, we're riffing, shoe subscription, shoe breaks, you send them back, the whatever's broken is just replaced and then you get them back.
I think you can...
It's like
to cobblers now.
Yeah,
That's a cobbler.
It's a cobbler. It's cobbler's bit of subscription.
What about?
Right, okay. I've got the name for it. It's just cobbler, but like just with the R, like Tinder.
Yes, I love it. What about shoe subscription, but you have them like Love Film? You just get 3 pairs of shoes and then you're like, I fancy wearing these, and then you send them back because you're bored of them.
Like a shoe library.
Yeah. You sort of tick all the things that you think might be quite interesting and you wear them a little bit and then you send them back. And then obviously you know that you're getting secondhand shoes, but people are only wearing them a little bit. And then you can be like, oh, I want these ones soon because I've got an event. Send them back.
I feel like people don't like wearing other people's shoes.
Do they not?
Well, see, I bought my sneakers that I wear at the moment on Vinted.
Yeah.
And someone was like, oh, I wouldn't wear secondhand shoes.
Oh, I would.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do too. I've got loads of shoes off Vinted.
Yeah. But there's something...
People are weird about feet, aren't they? They're either
Yeah.
icked out or them or really turned on by them.
Yeah.
Do you think feet are the most polarising part of the body?
No.
Okay, what do you think is?
Genitals?
No, because not many people are totally icked out by all genitals.
I don't know, we have to cover them up all the time.
Yeah, because we're too into them. And because they're gross, they leak.
But also, like, you don't want to, like, see them on the bus.
Yeah, but I wouldn't really care. I think it's weird that you can't be naked.
Yeah.
It's like a forced subscription. The second you're born, get dressed.
But it's weird how normal it is to be naked in the places that you are allowed to be naked.
I've done a gig to a naked audience before, and I just largely forgot that people were naked almost straight away.
I went to a naked spa,
Yeah.
and it was fine.
And it's so quickly, I think it makes you more comfortable with bodies and have a better body image because you're constantly actually confronted with real bodies in all of their shapes and sizes, and you lose sight of, like, you know, clothes try to, like, make you look a certain way. Whereas naked is naked.
Nakedness but a subscription?
Yeah, every 3 weeks you get a letter that says you can take your clothes off today.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that your last business?
Yeah, I just did 3.
Okay, cool. Well, I did do a register.
Which was the best one, do you think? Should we look at
the baby cupboard locks.
Automatic baby locks.
Bluetooth smart cabinet lock.
Oh, I think I've just worked out the problem with this idea.
Yeah?
You'd have to wire them all in.
Would you?
Or there'd be batteries in there.
Yeah, you just put a little battery in.
But then you'd have to change all the batteries in your cupboards. That would be a pain in the tits.
Yeah, but it'd just be a case of opening a door and changing a little battery.
Yeah, but that's annoying and it produces a lot of waste.
Yeah, but
I don't
is
want
it
that.
more annoying than getting a magnet out every single time?
No, but...
They could be rechargeable batteries.
Yeah, maybe if we made the batteries super easy to swap in and out. I'm not really seeing this idea anywhere.
All right, guys. Let's get the lab rats together. We're starting a company.
Guantanamo baby. That's pretty fucking something.
That is indeed pretty fucking something. I think it gives off bad vibes. It has bad energy.
Guantanamo baby.
Keep thinking, because it's a good idea and I don't want you to trip yourself up with this name. Is that it today? Bum, bum, bum. Who are you, Kotu Brown?
I was laughing.
Oh. Okay, it's time for the register.
Register. Thank you, Neil Coleshaw. Neil is in charge of carefully disposing all Ron and Laura's pistachio shells. Andy Dupre style. Is he the guy from Shawshank that drops the stones out of his
You're not
trousers?
supposed to read that bit. Just is that right? Who drops the stones out the trousers?
Andy Dufresne.
Oh, who's Andy Dupre?
I think you think of Yumi and Dupree, the Owen Wilson film.
Maybe.
He goes out to the garden and drops Kate Hudson's stones out of his
Maybe.
pockets.
Andy Dufresne.
Like that, Neil walks around the podcasting courtyard getting rid of all of the evidence that our podcast is a disgusting little troll hole of eating noises. We thank you for your service and the part you were playing in us burrowing to audio freedom.
Like in the film.
Yeah, it does feel a lot like climbing through 60 yards of shit.
It does, except it's more than 60 yards. It's 2.5 years. Anyway, thank you, listeners. That was Biology Foundation. It's in the bag. We're literally just about to do the results now as we speak, though, so...
Class dismissed.
No, I think you're saying
Pencils
pencils down.